Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. So if you're visiting China in the near future, you may want to get a VPN so that you can enjoy the internet while you're there in a way that wouldn't be possible otherwise, whether that's streaming shows from around the world or just accessing the social media that most of the world uses. And you might be tempted to just get a free VPN, especially if you're only going to be there for a short time. And there's definitely some good free VPNs out there that I can recommend, but at the end of the day, it might just be better to get a paid subscription, especially when we're talking about a restrictive country like China. So in today's video, I'll go over a couple of free options, what they offer, if they work for China, if they're actually secure, and I'll also talk about other options that will work for China for sure, and everything you really need to understand what to do about this situation. Now, I would advise against using just any free VPN in general, just because most free VPNs will usually collect your information. It's just normal procedure for them, and they consider that payment for using their services for free. But in my opinion, that defeats the whole purpose of using a VPN, especially in a country like China, where if you say something controversial online or view material that's not approved by the government, you can land in serious trouble, whether that's just being put on a watch list or outright imprisonment. So having your data collected by the VPN provider and it basically being out there and available for the Chinese government to find would be very counterproductive. And that's why in today's video, I'm only going to recommend free VPNs that have proven no-logs policies that have been audited by trustworthy third parties. Having a proven no-logs policy basically means that the VPN companies don't keep records of user data that can be traced back to their users in any way. Now, the two free VPNs I can recommend for China are TunnelBear and HideMe. TunnelBear has been audited by Cure53 and HideMe VPN has been audited by Leon Jurnik and Massa. Both TunnelBear and HideMe have a better chance of working well in China for both streaming and torrenting as well. And as far as I can tell, they don't have too many problems disconnecting or any serious lag or latency. So if you need a free VPN while you're visiting China, these have a good chance of working there. Now, the problem with free VPNs is that you're never getting the full package. There's always going to be a limit. Usually they limit your bandwidth or data or the number of servers you can access. So TunnelBear, for example, gives you 47 countries available even in the free version, but it limits you to 3 gigabytes per month. And while HideMe doesn't have any limits on your data, it only offers 5 countries to choose from. Also, for HideMe, you have to follow extra steps for it to work. You can follow the guide on their website, but it might get tricky if the settings aren't configured just right. Unfortunately, other trusted VPNs like Proton VPN or Atlas VPN don't really work in China. Proton was outright banned over there in 2019, and Atlas doesn't consistently get past the Great Firewall of China, so it might not work while you're there. And as far as Hotspot Shield VPN, which works great in China, unfortunately it logs your IP so that it can serve you ads, which again defeats the whole purpose of a VPN as far as I'm concerned. So with all that being said, I'd actually recommend getting a paid subscription to a VPN when you're in China, especially if you're going to be there long term. And my recommendation would be ExpressVPN. Now, the main reason I would recommend Express specifically for China is because of their proven no-logs policy that isn't just based on promises and audits. Now, Express has been audited by KPMG, Cure53, as well as PricewaterhouseCoopers, which are some of the biggest firms out there. So their audits essentially can be viewed as some kind of certification that this product is a good product. But not only that, Express also had their no-logs policy tested in the real world. In 2017, the Turkish government seized one of ExpressVPN's servers as part of an investigation, and they were still unable to extract any useful information from the ExpressVPN servers. And why is that? Well, because no information was being stored there in the first place. And that's exactly the kind of proven track record that you want from a VPN, especially when you're in a restrictive country like China. Now, another reason I highly recommend Express specifically is because it doesn't require any extra configuration for it to work in China. Unlike with other VPNs and even other paid premium subscriptions, you don't have to go through any of these steps with Express to get it to work in China. It's just plug and play and it's super easy to use. Now, if you need more information about Express before making your decision, I'll leave a link to a detailed review of ExpressVPN that goes over all of its features and specs, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. And by the way, if you're visiting China for just a short time and you're hesitant about getting a paid subscription for a small trip, remember that Express has a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if your trip is less than a month long, you can still kind of use Express for free while you're in China. I think you'll end up liking it and using it even more when you're back home anyways. But if you really want something that short term, you can even consider ExpressVPN's free trial on iOS and Android. It's for 7 days. But again, if you're going to China or if you're going to any restrictive country, I would definitely recommend having a VPN that you can rely on and not just a free trial. So it's better to be safe than sorry. Now, if you've decided on which VPN you're going to get, I do have the latest discounts and coupon codes in the description. And in case you've made your decision, you'll find the useful links in the description down below if you'd like to grab yourself a discount or check out any full reviews. Also, make sure to have your VPN downloaded before you get to China, since it might be just a little bit more difficult to do so while you're there. China regularly blocks access to VPN websites, so watch out for that. Express does have a mirror site that works in China, but you never know with the others, and you might want to consider getting a Chinese SIM card for when you're there, as well as looking up a reliable ISP that you can use, and definitely double check whether or not your smartphone will work in China, because some of the older models might not. And that's it for today's video. So if you guys have any questions, please comment below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. Like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel and stay up to date with everything VPNs and cybersecurity. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.